And to me, every sunrise and sunset is sacred in the ordinary, because it's like God didn't have to do that. I mean, he could flip a switch and the sun could just be like, come on, like a light bulb. I mean, that would have been more efficient.
Yes.
And also that every sunrise and sunset all over the world, every place is completely different. Like, to me, it's just the extravagance of his willingness to be generous with us.
Yes.
Welcome to More Than Small Talk. We're Susie Eller,
Jennifer Watson,
and Holly Girth, writers and real life friends. We're inviting you to go deeper, become freer, and feel more connected.
So imagine you have a cup of coffee, a mug of tea, or a green smoothie in your hand,
and we're all hanging out in your favorite place together.
Welcome back, More Than Small Talk friends. We have been talking about things that are sacred friendship, sacred surrender. And this week we are talking about the sacred ordinary.
All right, guys, what in your ordinary life feels sacred? How's that for a confession question?
I think sitting on the couch with my daughters, like watching TV, just being in the same space or room with them is something that's so ordinary, but it's so sacred to me because it's that one-on-one time with them.
Yeah. I think as we get older, for me, and we've said this twice now, because you said it in one episode, is as we get older. So I don't know if we're starting to speak like we're Methuselah or something, but as I get older, it's honestly some of the smallest things that seem to matter the most.
Yeah.
And I've been reading a bunch of different things, and one of the things that really stood out to me are these end of life stories where people say, all the things that seem so big and all the things that I put my whole self into mean nothing right now.
Yeah.
And so as we get older, maybe that's a benefit that comes with that.
Yeah.
Is that we start to see things that we might have overlooked in our pursuit for big things.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we're like, oh no, these are the things that really matter.
Yeah. And one reason we wanted to do this episode is because we were talking about how we tend to assume God's in the big things.
Yes.
And that therefore he wants us to be in the big things.
Yeah.
And yet his presence is woven through all the little daily moments of our lives.
Yeah.
And we see that like with Jesus. He came to a manger, not to a palace.
Yes.
And his life was a whole lot of ordinary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just strung together into something truly extraordinary. So I love that. And I've been walking in the morning, and to me, every sunrise and sunset is sacred in the ordinary, because it's like God didn't have to do that. I mean, he could flip a switch and the sun could just be like, come on, like a light bulb. I mean, that would have been more efficient.
Yes.
And also that every sunrise and sunset all over the world, every place is completely different. Like, to me, it's just the extravagance of his willingness to be generous with us.
Yes.
Every single day.
Yeah.
Twice a day.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think little things like that, especially in nature, that I look at, I'm like, wow, like you didn't have to do that, but you did it, I think, just maybe to delight us.
Yeah. What do you think happens when we miss the sacred in the ordinary? What happens to us?
I think it's discontentment, you know, like where we're just feel unsatisfied.
Yeah. We're always looking down the road.
Yeah. Like
around
to
the corner to the finish line.
Yeah.
And then like standing right in front of you might be your greatest assignment.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
It's ordinary.
Yeah.
Or we feel like what we're doing doesn't matter or isn't enough or it doesn't count, or look at other people and say, well, what they're doing is really spiritual and helping people, but what I do is not. And so I think comparison can creep in.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking about the life of Jesus too, like he only had 3 years of ministry. He spent 90% in the ordinary.
Yes.
Like we would be like, Jesus, you are going to seminary when you're 16. We're putting you on the preaching circuit at 18.
Thank you, Holly.
You know, we're going to do a PR and marketing campaign. We're going to build your platform. We're going to make sure you get in front of, you know, as many people as you can, especially if you think you don't have much time. But instead, God's like, no, we're waiting until 30. And then it's just going to be 30 years in a tiny town. Bethlehem is 1,000 people, I found out this week.
Yeah.
Wow.
So even that, I think, tells us a lot about how God's system is very different than ours.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we get it wrong when we're trying to spin our wheels and do more and achieve the next thing. I think it can be so empty, but I'm really glad that it's the sacred intimacy and the smallness that feels really huge in my life because it's peaceful.
Yeah.
Friends, I have a new book. It's called What If You're Doing Better Than You Think? Finding Courage and Confidence When Life is Messy. Because let's be honest, life is always messy. But in the midst of that, we can find the God of wonder, the God of breakthrough, and the God of freedom, even in our messy places. I hope you'll check it out. You can find it on Amazon.com or on my website, JenniferReneeWatson.com.
Well, and I'm trying to think, I mean, there's so much that is ordinary in my life. And yet I think one day I'll look back and I'll think that was really something very special. Richard and I have this habit in the morning. I also walk in the morning, so I get to see the sunrise every morning too. And it is extraordinary. But then I come in and I have breakfast with Richard before he takes off for work. We play Trouble, that little game with the popper. We play that every morning.
That's so fun.
As we're eating breakfast. I'm married to a play therapist, guys. It's a thing. And it's so funny because when my friends came, and we talked about this in our episode, Sacred Friendship, I asked them in the morning, they were like, what is this game doing out on the breakfast table? And I said, Richard and I play Trouble every morning. And one of my friends was kind of like, oh, you know, like that's a kid's game with the popper and the other was like, well, are we going to play? We had so much fun. And both of them, when they wrote notes after and left me a note on my bed. And one of them said, I didn't realize how the power of play had left my life. Until we were sitting there playing Trouble while eating breakfast. And we were being like, I got you. Oh, your dad, you know. And it was just, we had so much fun. And yet that is something that my friends, my kids, my grandkids, I get a new Trouble set about every 2 years from one of the family because they know we play. Mm-hmm. And the grandkids, when they come, they're like, we're playing Trouble at breakfast, right? Mm-hmm. It's so ordinary. Yeah. This game is less than $10 because it falls apart after you pop it for a long time. And yet I feel like one day when we'll look back, that little Trouble game at breakfast is going to be something my grandkids remember, my kids remember. And that was a sweet part of our marriage. And it's so ordinary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know when you go to funerals, that's what they talk about.
Right.
They're like, she always burned the pie or, you know, and then everybody laughs about it. Or she played Trouble at breakfast every day. Or, you know, he loved to fish. Like that's what people remember because I think that's I don't have the right words, usness of us.
Yeah. I was thinking that.
Like that is uniquely Susie.
Yeah. Yes. It is. And not everybody has to play Trouble. That is our ordinary. Yeah. That really is pretty sacred when you look at it and think this is symbolic of still having play after decades of marriage. Yeah. And we're goofy and laugh. And we always have, and we've got these things. After we play, whoever wins always gives the other one a high five. And then Richard does a little thing with his hands. And it's funny. It's just goofy. But it's the goofiness, I think, that makes
Yeah.
it so fun.
Why can I do that too? I have a pack of cards in my purse at all times.
Yes.
Because we'll just randomly play rummy wherever we are.
Yeah.
Like I just pull out the cards and we play rummy.
I have cards in the back seat of my car.
Yeah.
Because anytime I have a grandchild in the car for any extended period of time, Richard will drive, I get in the back and we play war or we play, a game together. So yeah.
Fun.
Well, how do we pursue? Because I think this has to be intentional. I think it's a shift in focus. I also think it's a shift in practice. And so a shift in focus is to say, sure, I'm going to pursue the big things. How cool is that? How fun is that? But while I'm doing that, I'm not going to overlook the sacredness of what is right in front of me. So that's the shift in perspective. The shift in action is pausing long enough to engage and enjoy the ordinariness of that moment, but also the sacredness of it.
Yeah. And I do a little gratitude journal at the end of every day.
Yeah.
It's through an app called Day One. So it's like a bullet journal. It'll give you the prompt, today I'm grateful for, and I'll maybe do like 3 things. And then it lets you upload like photos. And I find when I go back through it, I've forgotten most of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I completely forgot about that. And so for me, again, rhythms, we talked about it in a recent episode. Every night I do my little gratitude rhythm because otherwise I find I just miss it during the day and I forget it when it's gone. Like my human brain just does not hold on to things. So that is one small thing for me that has been helpful.
Well, you're acknowledging it is what you're doing. You're stopping and you're acknowledging it, which allows you to take it in, which that's what makes it, to me, feel more sacred. It's like, okay, this was sacred in the moment, so much so that I'm going to actually just take time to like appreciate it for a second.
Yeah.
What is one ordinary thing that you're doing today?
I'm going to play tonight. Yeah. I mean, like this has just made me want to play and look for the small thing, not make it a huge plan for tonight, but just celebrating the small and ordinary.
Yeah, I think I'm going to, instead of waiting for one day to look back and say, I wish I had.
Yeah.
Today I'm going to look at someone or something that is in front of me that's absolutely ordinary. And this moment could be that. And just say, Lord, I thank you for that. I thank you for the beauty of the people in front of me. I thank you for the beauty of what I'm getting to do in this moment. And I see it and I appreciate it and I embrace it.
Yeah. And I think I'll probably take a nap. To me, naps are sacred.
Yeah. So sacred.
And we laugh, but in a way, really, truly, because I think like a nap is me saying, I do not run the world.
Yeah.
And therefore, I can take a moment to recharge and like set aside my to-do list, set aside whatever seems really pressing and say, I'm allowed to rest because I'm already loved.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make napping a spiritual act of worship.
Yeah.
Is it working? Yeah. My spiritual gift is napping.
I have people in my life who, when they married into our family, because I love a good nap, and I kind of trained my kids that Sunday afternoons we would all lay down. They still do as adults. And he was like, something happens to you guys on Sunday? Like the whole lot of you just go away and you nap. And he's just standing there like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And I was like, go fish.
Yeah.
Go fish, go run, read a book, But anyway, naps are good.
Yeah. So maybe asking our listeners, what's one sacred thing I can do in the ordinary today?
Yeah.
And that's it for today's episode. Thanks for going deeper, becoming freer, and connecting with us. More Than Small Talk is a part of the KLRC Podcast Network and is produced by Kara Culver. Show notes and resources are available on the More Than Small Talk page on klrc.com. You can also join us in our Facebook group. Subscribe to More Than Small Talk on your favorite app so you won't ever miss an episode.